I'm Uriah Westman. I've never listened to none taken.
The following program contains material that is just too cute. Viewer discretion is advised.
Uriah Westman's got his Three Colts Walk Into a Bar special out now. They're selling physical copies of it. They're pioneers and
wow,
something very new.
I like it.
Yeah, hipsters. They're selling it on Blu-ray. I almost said that as a joke. They're selling it on
DVD, perhaps.
Not cassette. Maybe cassette.
Wow.
Video cassette. Oh my god! If they had VCR.
That would be.
I got a text
maybe
right now.
Beta. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah,
that'd be sick, man. Yeah, 8-track audio, 8-track option. It might be too long for an 8-track. Anyways, that was an old episode. You look for Three Colts Walk Into a Bar on Untaken if you want to hear that story here.
Yeah, it was a fun
don't
show.
Pay him for his special. Just listen to our show.
No, do both.
Oh yeah, because you got all the questions here.
Yeah.
That's right. Thanks, Alan. That was close. It's a good thing I went to France when I did.
Oh, why? What's happening in France?
You haven't seen the news?
Oh, do tell.
You haven't seen any of the news in France?
Oh, are there protests? No, that's somewhere else. Fires. There's fires?
You're kind of close. I'm just actually now surprised that you can't take this ball and walk with it. I'm not even asking you to run. You can't think of anything in the news regarding France in the last month.
They lost the World Cup?
If I say heat wave, are you going to go, oh, right.
Yes, of course. There's that. Yes, we've talked about that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that. I don't know, Alan. I thought you'd pick the one big thing. Yeah.
It's very hot.
No, Alan, that's not the reason. Thank you for the setup.
Oh.
No, they banned orgies.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
The French?
The French? Of all people.
It's not for women.
It's not for women.
They banned orgies. That's very un-French of them to do, I think.
It's dehumanizing, which...
To who?
I think that they have a very outdated concept of what an empowered woman can look like, Alan. I can show you a picture.
I'm sure you
can look like.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm glad we went while we did, though. Am I right, Alan? All right.
It's a good thing you went when you did, Dustin.
Yeah,
I agree.
Speaking of the world coming together, it wasn't on purpose, and I got myself. Speaking of the world united,
yes,
over one purpose, in one purpose, coming together in one purpose. There's been a lot of things since, people have been coming to America where they try Golden Corral and they talk about how good it is. It's like, oh God, I hope you went to the good one. You need to have 2 Golden Corrals so you can go to the good one.
Yeah.
Like Denny's back in the day, there always had to be 2 Denny's. One was the good Denny's.
Yes.
See, I can let you out a secret. They were both bad.
They're both bad.
Yeah.
They
But we
both
didn't
had
know it was the
rodent
90s.
infestations,
And they had
probably.
Grand Slam sluggers. You can get a Grand Slam. And you used to get little baseball cards with those too. Remember that?
Moons over my hammy. Yes, I do remember that.
I never really liked the Moons over Miami. What?
Oh.
And what was the pun on that? Is Moons over Miami something? I understood that it was Miami, but I don't know what.
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
We're not going to find out here. This is not going to be. No. We platform a lot of did you knows on this podcast. It's not going to be
Not this one.
explaining Moons over my hammy in the year of our Lord 2026.
Listeners can tell us, I'm sure.
Yeah. Leave a comment. That's how we're going to drive engagement. Go to YouTube. Leave a comment. We should start the show with more things like that on purpose. Anyways, so this guy, oh shit, I didn't get myself prepared. I was supposed to get myself prepared. This guy was gonna, this guy thinks that he's found something. He really discovered something.
Oh.
In his visit to America, Alan. And what he discovered was a little thing called Kerr's Banquet. Now, I will say, with his accent, he actually says Kerr's better than most people in the western half of this country, because they say Coors.
Right. I say it wrong. I'm aware. Yes.
It's all right. I'm fine with most people saying it wrong. It allows me to say it's pronounced Kerr's. It's not quite a U, it's just Kerr's. It's not Coors. You don't hit both O's. That's what it is. There's 2 O's in there. People say, oh, you say Coors, but it's not Coors. It's Kerr's. Anyways, here's a British man tasting Coors. I just said it like that. Tasting Coors for the very first time and giving his honest reaction. I'll let you keep your guess to yourself. What do you think it's going to be, good or bad?
As a British guy, we don't get this beer in England, right? And I keep seeing all these amazing like trucker hats that have got Coors Banquet on it, and I need to try it. So this is the first time I'm ever going to
This guy's from Nashville. He's got a Posties hat on. Huh.
try Coors Banquet as a banquet or banquet or banquet as a British guy. Let's get it. Let's get it down me.
Let's get it down me.
Fuck. Dude, why don't we have this? What's wrong with this? Why can we not have this? This is so easy to drink. Why don't we have this? Is it too strong or something like that? It's 5%. One container as one serving.
I'm going to save us a little bit of time. He keeps talking about how good he thinks it is.
Yeah.
And he thinks that there's a market. Tell me if you see where I'm going with this. He thinks that there's a market for yellow Coors. I keep saying it wrong now. Yellow Coors in the UK.
Well, they
Now,
have.
how well do you remember the plot of Smokey and the Bandit?
Not very well, but a
That's
little bit.
literally the plot of the movie. It's in the lyrics of the song. There's beer in Texarkana. They're thirsty in Atlanta. They don't sell Coors past the Mississippi, so they've got to drive the truck there, and the cops are chasing them the whole time. Entire plot of the movie. They made multiple versions of this movie. I smell a fourth one. And Alan, you think I'm not going to start our show with this?
He's bounded down, loaded up and truck it up. Are we gonna do what they say can't be
Boys
done?
and girls, ladies and days,
We've got a long way to go.
590, the free edition of
Now he's found us. Keep your foot hard on
I
the
can't
pedal.
do this. I'm going to do this over the music. I gotta
Let it all
turn
hang
the
out,
volume
boys. We
down. I
got
thought
to
I'd fade
run
this
the
out gently as I went through
The boys are
every
thirsty in
week.
Atlanta.
Me and Alan, no, that's the other show.
Texarkana.
Oh, it's right there, Texarkana. They're thirsty in Atlanta. There's beer in Texarkana. The internet's only debate and current events show with two political nomads, two different ones. Shout out to Jerry Reed for this week's intro music. At the time of this recording, it is July 21st, 2026. It's a great day for America. We are two coastal elites, here to recap another week of current events. Share way too much of our tragic personal life. We're going to take a sledgehammer to the culture war echo chambers. Coming to you from the shores of the mighty Cumberland in Madison, Tennessee, I'm your host, Craig. And right over there, 2,400 miles to my northwest, my good friend Alan the Nature Boy Smith, coming to you from Morton, Washington. Please subscribe right now wherever you listen to this. And remember, this show only exists ad-free because of viewers like you. If you want to join the show, you want to be a part of the show, keep the show running, head on over to nunetaken.horse. Keep making this possible for all of us. Thank you all for doing that. Thank you everybody that's in the Patreon. Thank you all for doing this. We are so excited to talk to you about this week's news and comment, I guess. That's more on the next show. Let's head on over there to that website, that aforementioned Zebra website, nunetaken.horse, nunetakenpod.com. If you have any trouble with the redirect of nunetaken.horse, you got a nice, if you know you're at the right spot, you see a zebra with a giant podcast dick. It'll make sense when you go there. Just go to nunetakenpod.com. Don't do it in front of the kids. It's not even graphic.
That's fine. It's a zebra with an
And right there's a
anatomically
button.
correct dick. You know, it's fine.
Yeah. Yep. And you click on, actually, it's a little too far back. You notice that? It's kind of like, I think it's more like there in the abdomen. They can't go back and change it now. It's on shirts and
We've
stuff.
come
you
too
know,
far.
so to speak. There's a button right there. You can join the Patreon. There's a reason we don't got ads. And then you can go to the merch store. And you know what you can do at the merch store. Let me open this up. We got a new shirt at the merch store called Democrats After Dark. No, we have this one called Hot Sauce, Hall of Fame Hot Sauce, where we have a quote for Young Thrash Lad saying, "Do you know how often I have diarrhea and go, too much hot sauce, and never think about it again?" So now you're not going to believe this, Alan. We've sold one shirt in the last little while, and it's that shirt.
It's that one? I believe
That's the
that,
shirt.
actually. I do
You do?
believe that.
Yeah. So and then Mima went and bragged about it in the group chat. So be like Mima. I don't often say this. Be like Mima. Head on over to untaken.horse, untakenpod.com. Buy some of our wonderful. We got this shirt there, the Democrats After Dark T-shirt.
We do.
You know Democrats After Dark? Name 3 Democrats. It's Howard Dean, John Kerry, and Hillary Clinton.
It is.
Hillary Rodham Clinton.
We got these rocks glasses over there too. You can get one of those.
There. Yeah, you got beer koozies. All right, that's enough plugging things. You go over there. Alan, what else do you do over there? And then we get to the show.
Well, I mean, the most important thing is join the Patreon, right? You get access to the hidden track that we do before every show.
Hey, we didn't even explain it.
We just did like an hour and a half show before this show. You get access. You get double show. If you go over to the Patreon, join as low as $3 a month. You get access to all that stuff. If you join at the highest level, the $19 level, Dustin.
Can I say that differently? It's not that there's double show. It's you're only getting half the show if you're listening to this feed.
You know what?
And the rest of that feed is in the RSS feed that you get when you join the Patreon. If you don't understand RSS feeds, I will literally hold your hand through it. Yeah. It'll be weird. You'll have to come over. We can meet somewhere. We can do like a Craigslist meetup in a parking lot.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
A public place. Dustin will meet you. He'll wash your car. Wait, no, that was an old thing. Join the Patreon. We appreciate it. If you join at the $19 level, Dustin will send you something from the store, like a Culture Warrior t-shirt. Also, don't forget, support the people that support us. There's some links down there at the bottom. Slickestdigital.com for all your SEO and marketing needs. Slickestdigital.com and JeffHancockPhotography.com for all your photographic needs, whether they be cock related or not. JeffHancockPhotography.com.
Does this part happen automatically? The bottom where it's copyright number or the year and the thing?
That's just auto does that.
You don't go in there and change that?
No, it just does it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Slickest Digital has Jeff Hancock Photography. You know that. Doesn't take about.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I hope you all are having a fantastic week. It is summer.
Most of you. I hope most of you are.
Okay. All right.
Not all.
Why not all?
There's a couple of people. They know what they've did.
Okay. All right. The summer is here. It is heating up here in northern Washington. We had a little bit of smoke earlier today from fires in Vancouver, British Columbia.
These fucking Canadians. That's why they're getting tariffed, Alan.
That's why we can't buy their whiskey and their hockey sticks.
Hockey sticks, literally on the list. Like they're like, come on. We can't buy Canadian. Where else are we going to get hockey sticks?
Oh,
Alan?
Russia, probably. I think that's where you find the other ones. Yeah.
What about Finland?
Yeah. My brother came into town last week. That was nice. We had a nice little dinner on Thursday. And then a pretty chill weekend. He went off to Idaho for stuff. And so just hanging out. Watched the soccer game on Sunday. That was fun.
Yeah.
This Saturday is the fantasy football draft. And we have it's a 12-man league. And we have, I think, 8 of the 12 are coming to the house.
Oh, shit, it's summer. Oh, my God. Football's going to be soon. Oh, they're going to do football in like a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So we're doing.
Oh my God, we're gonna have preseason, and then we're like a month from college football. My cockles are like very
tickled.
Excited.
All right, good.
Yeah.
So we do a bunch of little games. We have the cornhole and the throw the ball through the tire.
I don't like the way
thing
you paced out the word cornhole. Oh. You used to put a pause in between corn and hole. That made it have an emphasis. Say it again. Let me hear you say it again.
Cornhole. We do the cornhole.
I don't like that. No, it's cornhole. No.
Cornhole.
Yeah, cornhole. We play cornhole. It's like, like the poop. Yeah.
We do the beer pong. There's a 40-yard dash. We're shooting the 22. It's a whole
thing.
Talk to
me about the 40-yard dash.
Okay, you run 20 yards this way and 20 yards back. Basically, the whole thing is timed. And, you have to get through all, 6 of the things. And if you complete...
Hexathlon?
Yeah, if you successfully complete the thing, if you throw the football through the tire, if you get the beer pong in the thing.
Oh, like the Viagra commercials.
Yeah.
Are you gonna sit in 2 bathtubs on the beach?
No. Oh. If you shoot the target where you're supposed to, you get seconds taken off of your time that it took you to get through it, and then that's the order of the draft. So the fastest
Who's
time.
Who's keeping track? Who's going to be the judge about the rules?
Papa Taken is the arbiter. So that'll be fun. We'll be barbecuing and hanging out and playing games. It's going to be hot, great. But it's going to be a good time. Yeah, looking forward to it.
This is your tragic personal life, is talking about what you're looking forward to. That's fine. I'm excited about that.
It's not always tragic, Sometimes there's some sunshine.
You know what? I got something for you.
Do tell.
So it starts off with sunshine. So we were looking forward to this weekend because finally they were saying we're going to have a day that'll be sunny. Well, they said the evening will be storms on Saturday, but we woke up, we're like, look, it says it's going to be like 99 degrees. I think it's getting to 90. I'm exaggerating. So we go to the lake. We get there early. We go to the lake so that we can have a full day before the storms come in the afternoon. We'll kind of play it by ear because there was a good chance we'd get storms at like 2, but then at 2 we sort of reassessed. We're like, we'll stay for another couple hours. The forecast looks good. The forecast kept looking good. We left at like 4, and then like by the time we got home, it was gray out. We're like, man, we fucking nailed that. But there was, like Odysseus, there was a little bit of a diversion on the way home.
There were some sirens or some...
There was a siren call, and Mithridates... we should have tied him to the mast, let me tell you. So when you don't know the streets, nobody has to. There was a point while we're turning into our house, it's not the street you're thinking of because of the direction we came in, where we make a left turn, and as we make the left turn, there's a school on our right that has a big grassy like front to it, right?
Okay.
And it was at the apex of that turn that I heard, look, I don't know what you think it sounds like for a dog to jump out of a window. It is not the sound you think it is.
Oh, no.
World's dumbest fucking dog, man, I swear to God.
He saw the grass, couldn't help him.
That's exactly what it was. He's like, I can't. I'm going to pee so bad. I'm going to jump out of a fucking car and risk death to not pee in the car and get yelled at.
Wow.
Which he was right. He would have got yelled at. But no, I'm joking. So I'm only able to laugh at it. So like I immediately pull over. There's nobody on the road. We're very fortunate there's nobody on the road. We don't live in a busy neighborhood. And I immediately pull over, put my hazards on. Natasha's out the door immediately. I come around, and before I can even ask what's going on, I can see Mithra standing in the grass still peeing. Because he's just like, he just had a fucking whole lake in it. Because every time we go to the lake, he swims nonstop, and he's just drinking water the whole time.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And, we peed before we got out of the car. It was like 30 minutes, and he just couldn't take it. Like, just...
Too many Budweisers, it happens.
Too many Budweisers. Curse. Dude, so... I can't remember if there's anything more to that part of it. We get him in the car. We take him home. Oh, and when we're in the car, we look at Natasha, and she's got a little bit of blood on her thigh. We're like, what's that from? Oh. Don't, Alan, no. So it turns out he had a little bit, he face planted at some point when he jumped out of the car.
Oh, shit.
And then
on the
I'm
asphalt.
Like, yeah. Okay. And whenever we go to the lake, we always wash the dogs anyways. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll wash him. I'll inspect him, see what else is going on. And on his driver's side, rear leg, what do you call this for the dog? Is it not driver's side? Okay. On his rear driver's side leg, he has, look, I don't know dog anatomy. Okay.
Little road rash.
So it was more than road rash. This is the part that was confusing to me. So like road rash would be expected, right? Like, clean it, put some Neosporin on it.
Sure.
Neo. Sporin. And at this point I'm like, there isn't like blood anywhere. He doesn't have blood running down his fur or anything. So it's not like he has a bleeding open wound. So we're like, we dodged it, and he doesn't even have a limp. Like he's
walking around fine. Okay.
Too dumb to get hurt somehow, right?
Okay.
Like the drunk driver always survives, equivalent of a dog.
Yeah.
But then I get down to his driver's side leg, rear driver's side leg, and there's this spot. I don't know if all dogs have this or just like retrievers do, where his there's like a ligament, and then there's the bone, and like on the rear side of the leg, and where the ligament kind of stretches the skin out, it's almost like just skin. Like there's just like this like almost like a wing, like
a chicken wing kind of.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. And now I didn't know what the inside of that looked like until Saturday, because he has a hole that's completely scratched that open, but it isn't like actively bleeding. It's so weird. And then there's just like loose dog skin, and then like you can see inside to where the muscle is, and then to where the other side of the it's
there's
really
just no
weird.
Blood vessels there. It's just cartilage.
Yeah, very probably because you don't get to get sutured up in the wild, and
right.
Animals don't live, I guess, that have these types of accidents. I can come up with evolutionary reasons. So I wash him off really good, right? Like, and I just make sure that he's not infected. And he's such a good boy about it. Like he's so good about it. And he had a little cut on his lip. That was what got on Natasha's leg. That's kind of healed up. It's a little pink now. The one on his leg, by today, it's starting to scab over. It's like, this happened on Saturday.
Okay, all right.
Like in 3 days, it's actually like, dude, I mean, remember the hole I had on my wrist? It took like 3 months. Like,
Yeah.
it's that size. It's huge. And it's already start to cling.
He's
to
a healthy boy. All right, good.
I put the Neosporin on it. I wrapped it in the bandage the first night just so he wouldn't lick on it. But we had it open the last couple. And he's just, I'm just so proud of him and so impressed. He has become such a good boy over it too. Like he's always a spaz, but he's like, he knows that he did something and he's like getting treatment for it. It's just, he's been very sweet. Mithridates the dog. He's a good boy. When you hear this, Mithra, hopefully mom's listening to this on speaker and you've heard your name a bunch of times. Speaking of Mithridates, I wrote the first like page or so of my novel.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm not going to read it here. I meant to read it. You want me to read it on the Hidden Track tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay. I'm really proud of it. It's not like finished good, but like if this is a rough draft, like I think I'm in the good direction. It can't take this long. It took me all night to write a page yesterday, but I think I'm kind of getting in the groove.
Hell yeah.
And
All right,
singing
cool.
Madonna songs in my head. And then Sunday we went to the pool.
Yeah.
I at one point was like, oh, I wonder where my phone is, and I remembered that I tucked it under my towel before I inclined my chair up. Now that wouldn't normally matter, except we were in one of those chairs that's in the pool. So I look down and my phone is just face up looking at me, just and it's been 20 minutes just sitting there. But look at this. I got
It
my
survived?
phone. Yeah, it was fine. Like I think not even right away, but it gave me a moisture alert for like an hour. I plugged it in later and it charged same day. Natasha's iPhone sat in the sun and it just stopped working Sunday. Just no more worky. Like it just turned into like a bunch of weird. Like it looked like like the color spectrum in like Interstellar, in the movie Interstellar. Yeah, kind of like that, but all over her screen. She ended up getting a new phone. She got a new phone today. So
it didn't come back. You had to replace it.
No, yeah, she tried every trick the internet could
Wow.
offer her. Yeah, and it was weird because like you try to go to Verizon and they send you like a two-factor identification and it goes to your phone. It's like
You can't.
It has to be a thing that people do when this happens.
Right.
Anyway, yeah. Then my internet went out today. I didn't know if we'd be able to do a show, and now there's like a tornado watch or warning, whichever one's less severe. So there's potential tornadoes in our area. Hot tornadoes in your neighborhood. Can we get to a comedy bit and we get into our show proper?
Let's do it.
All right. So I threatened this one at the in the Hidden Track that it's Chinese Rodney Dangerfield, and I'm really looking forward to this. Jesus Christ, it's 4 minutes. We're not doing that.
He's Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, what a beautiful crowd, huh? Hey, how we doing, huh? Hey, neho ma, huh? Yeah, that's how we say hello where I'm from, from China, let me tell you. Oh, boy, real rough in China, I'll tell you.
Rough.
I'm Chinese, so that means I got Chinese parents, huh? Oh, let me tell you about my Chinese parents, huh? Oh, they hate me, huh? My Chinese parents, they hate me. When I was growing up, we had a one-child policy, So my parents had another kid just so they could get rid of me. Hey. Oh. Neho ma. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, my family, they think I'm ugly. Let me tell you, they think I'm real ugly.
He does
They
the
make me wear a
eyes.
mask.
He does the eyes and the collar really
And the
well.
collar. Yeah.
Even when I'm not sick. Hey, all right. Tough. They make me wear a mask even when I'm not sick. Hey, all right. Tough crowd. Neho ma. All right. Huh?
One more.
Hey, let me tell you this about my family. They got no boundaries, huh? They got no boundaries, They're always trying to come for my stuff, I'll tell you, Tell me what to do and take all my things, Like my career, my kids, my job. Who do they think I am? Taiwan? Oh.
All right, that was fine.
Yes.
You know what? More of this on the Hidden Track. Let's do that one on the Hidden Track.
Okay,
Thank you,
okay.
Nameless, for that one.
Yeah.
And then I got one from, Bobby Ferg. Nameless also sent this. Stabby Joe sent this in.
Okay.
This apparently struck a chord with our core demographic, and I honestly don't appreciate it, but the joke's too funny.
I would love to drink again, dude. But I had to quit. I actually had to stop. You ever tell the doctor the truth? Don't do that. He gave me that little clipboard. I wrote fucking 20 on the line, and he was like, a week? And I was like, no. But I went in for a routine checkup. It was like an annual routine checkup, because I threw up blood. And And I went in, and he's like, all right, we're going to have to do a few tests on you. First, we're going to do a blood test, and then we'll do a rectal exam. And I was like, okay. And then he pulled out the gloves and the lube, and I'm like, you mean right now? Okay. So I just walked over and bent over on the table, and he's like, I understand you're going to be a little uncomfortable, but I'm going to need you to pull your pants down. So I'm like, all right. So I pulled down to about half crack. That's everything you need to get to right there. And he's like, I understand you're uncomfortable, but I need you to pull them down. So I'm like, all right. So I just straddled my legs and went base to the cheeks with it like I'm getting fucked in a gas station bathroom. I was like, why would I let him touch the ground? And he just goes, pull your pants down. I'm like, oh my God, all right. So I pull my pants down, I'm sitting there, and he's like, do you want me to count? And I was like, no. Right? Like, no, I don't think so. And he's like, all right, boom, and he just fired at it like he was packing a musket, dude. I was like, oh. And he grabbed my shoulder like, easy, boy, like he was breaking a Bronco. And he just fucking threw a pile of napkins at me and walked out. So I was just standing in this cold fluorescent room, just wiping jelly out of my ass. And then before I even got all cleaned up, he pokes back in and he's like, hey, good news. I think it's just a tear in your esophagus. I was like, well, how deep did you go, fucker?
It's pretty great.
And I wanted to hear it, so the heart wants what the heart wants, and I want to hear Nancy Kerrigan cry. What does that say about me? Thank you to you degenerates that thought that we all wanted to fucking hear that.
We did. You were
and
correct.
to my wife who puts up with this, my long-suffering wife. It really hasn't been that long, but it must feel like just eons for her.
So much suffering.
What do you say we get into a little bit of our... How about that segment?
Sure. Let's do that.
Jeff reminded me of this in the group chat today, and I was like, you know what? We hint at this all the time. This
American.
We always play this.
Somebody's singed a kitten.
And Paul Harvey laughing. But I don't know. Have we ever played the full Paul Harvey selling a bong commercial? Maybe it's about. If we have, it's been a while. We got.
Yeah, it's been a while, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news on.
This guy was on syndicated stations all around the country. Like there was a radio station in your city that had Paul Harvey's news program, and they would like set aside blocks at the end of an hour for it, right?
Yeah, I listened to it like I would be going to work with my dad in the summer as like a 7-year-old, and I would hear Paul Harvey's.
Yeah. Yep. I love these. And all the way until you were, probably heard him driving to work at Staples when we worked together.
Yep.
Same. Yeah.
Live for news on Cullendon Lane, Jacksonville, Florida. Chuck Buick finally gave up. Chuck enjoys marijuana, so he decided to accept Paul Harvey's suggestion. He gave up. He went to the phone. He called me. He ordered a bong. Bong. That's a pipe used to smoke marijuana. I want you to hear this carefully because you're thinking about a Valentine's Day present for somebody you love very much. Quote, my marijuana bong arrived Saturday, and after I opened the box, I was in shock. My eyes were locked open wide. My whole house was now a concert hall. I went to the washroom, and even from there, it sounded like a real live lady singing right outside the door. Quote, with heat eating your ears, you're gouging out and tearing loose and pulling apart, gulping air and tasting black. Your windpipe is closing, and you've lost track of which way is out. There's a searing ember down your neck. Search, rescue, ventilate. Somebody's singed a kitten. Quote, I'm listening to all of my old CDs again because I have never really heard them before. Now, for that Valentine's Day gift, it's not too early for you to choose a bong. If you're anything but happy with it, I'll buy it back. To locate your nearest dealer, telephone 1-800-282. Bong.
Bong.
Thank you. Oh, well, hold on. I got the appropriate sound for this. There we go. What else? I got another. How about that for you? Oh, we got a new prime minister in England, Alan. We got something very American after this. But did you see his speech where he accepted the prime ministership from the king? I think is how that works, right?
I saw this, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, here's highlights from Andy Burnham, the new prime minister of England.
I have just come
There we go. All right. We did it. All right.
Let's go, girl.
Wow. That was good. That was good. I have a problem with a prime minister named Andy. That just sounds wrong. Like,
yeah, it's
Andrew
like a
or something like.
It's like a judge named Brett.
Right. That's a problem. You can't be
Neil.
You can't be Andy and be the prime minister. You gotta go by a real name. You know, like fuck.
I got an emergency alert going on in my work. Okay, flash flood. Not worried about that. We'll be fine. This is a dangerous and life-threatening situation. Okay, whatever. Let me know if the house is floating away, babe.
You'll probably know. I mean, you might notice.
Yeah. My area doesn't get my exact local area doesn't get flash floods. I wonder how bad the water is though. I bet it's running, but we're on the high ground. It's over, Anakin. Let's continue with the show. That was enough British stuff. Can I give you a little bit of American? How about that for you?
Please.
How
please
about
do.
that?
This-
How about that?
I didn't mean to press that twice. So, have you ever thought about upgrading the national anthem?
Oh, I hadn't until now, but now, yeah, I think it's
You know
a good
who
idea.
should upgrade their national anthem?
Who?
The French. Have you ever read the words?
I have not. No.
Can you look up the words while we play this?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, the words in the French national anthem, I'm pretty sure are like the Patriots are gonna murder the Hun at our door. It's basically like that song from that Disney movie. Let's get down to business, but French. Are you reading it right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, here. Why don't you do me that? Give me that before I play this.
Let's go, child of the homeland. The glory day has arrived. Against us tyranny, the bloody standard is raised. Twice. Get along in the countryside, howling these fierce soldiers. They come into your arms. Cut the heads off your sons and your companions. What the fuck? Let's walk the impure blood, water.
Into the microphone, Alan. Into the microphone. Come on.
The impure blood, water our throes.
No. Sentence before it and the sentence.
Okay, wait, okay. They come into your arms, cut the throats of your sons and your companions to armed citizens. Your battalions, let's walk, yes, let's walk. Then impure blood, water our furrows, ooh, ooh. I believe that is
I think with the blood, I'm assuming.
I believe that's what they mean, yes.
Okay.
I mean, they had a lot of revolutions, you know? Like,
I understand, but they might want to update that.
They might want to update that.
Was like, yeah. You know, the new one would just be like, they're coming. We should grab our sheets and wave them out the window. You know,
yes.
The world wars. Anyways, we should upgrade America's national anthem.
Okay.
And I didn't unmute it. All that setup. God.
Francis Scott Key wrote the lyrics to the Star Spangled Banner, but he did not write the music. The music was actually written by a British guy. I think that's disrespectful. So I propose we take the lyrics to the Star Spangled Banner, put it to the music of Freebird, and I'll show you what that sounds like right now.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, say, can you see now?
Shit works.
What?
It works.
By the dawn's early light.
I want to sing along to it, too. I'll stand up.
In the home of the brave.
Wow. It works.
Home of the brave. Yeah, back to Freebird. Gonna fly. Freebird. Solo
doesn't
time,
even hurt.
baby. The flag is waving in the distance. F-22s are going overhead. They're bombing indiscriminately. Ted Cruz and Nancy Pelosi are making out on the Senate floor. The country is healing.
Dale Earnhardt's back from the grave. And
That
he's
is
doing laps.
fantastic.
Yeah, hell yeah, right?
Love that. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I strongly support this.
How about that?
All right. I got one more for you, and then we get to
Okay,
some of the
one more.
serious
How
stuff.
about that?
Actually, this one's kind of serious. This is tell me what you know about blue zones, and I bet you I'm about to blow your mind.
Blue zones. Those are like blue areas in red states.
Not at all familiar with blue zones.
Okay, maybe
Just
not.
It doesn't jog your memory. Okay. Blue zones, there's like 7 or 8 these areas around the globe where they say people have very long life expectancies. So they wrote like a whole book about it, and there's been a whole movement about it. There's been diets based off of this, and the whole concept that they think they determine. So they kind of like found a bullseye and then work backwards to figure out what they anticipate or they expect. You know, which is the scientific method, right? You come up with a hypothesis, you prove it or you don't. But the problem is, what do you remember the takeaways from the blue zones being?
Well, the people that they thought were really old were maybe not.
Shut
as
up,
old
Alan.
as...
Stop. If you're going to spoil something, I'm just going to need you to not fucking ruin this episode, okay?
Oh, you
just
asked me.
wait till next week.
Okay.
Is it going to be that they have like close-knit families and there's a lot of things that are like good for people being in close communities? That's one of
and
them.
fish in the Mediterranean diet, I think.
Yes,
yeah.
right? So then there's like, you got to have the right types of oil in your food and maybe, I don't know, olives. And then like be Japanese or something like that. Or what's that people in Loma Linda, the Seventh-day Adventists?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Loma Linda was this random ones in like east of Los Angeles. And you're like, well, that one, all the rest of these kind of make sense. But I can promise you that's not a healthy place to live. Like,
not a lot of Mediterranean diets happening over there.
Yeah, exactly. But it turns out there's like this religious community there that, you know, then it goes back to like maybe being close-knit families is good for you, stuff like that. Throw it all out the window. Alan almost fucking ruined it. I can't believe I had to, Jesus Christ, dude.
Mediterranean diet is built on pension fraud. The wellness industry ran with the idea that there were 5 regions in the world where people would live to 100 at unusually high rates. Because of this, we are cranking out Mediterranean diet cookbooks, olive oil brands, and blue zone retreats in the Greek islands. These people are living longer and we have the data to prove it. But this data is way darker than you think. In 2024, Saul Newman, a UCL demographer, started looking at the real numbers. The places with the most reported centenarians also had the highest poverty, the worst record keeping, and the strongest financial incentives to misreport ages. Japan went looking for 230,000 people who were reported to be over the age of 100. Most of them were dead, and some of them had been dead for decades. Families in blue zones
that doesn't count as being over 100 as being dead. I don't usually associate that with the people that are over 100. But of course, this is none taken, so we're going to get to the best of them all, which is the Greeks.
Dead for decades. Families in blue zones were hiding their dead grandmothers to keep collecting their benefits. The pattern is simple once you see it. You have a grandmother who's 85, she dies, and it's a tragedy. Then your friend says not to report it and keep collecting the government pension. The best part is that the records are thin enough that nobody would actually check. So after 30 years, your local government reports that she just turned 105, and she's not the only one. We built $1 billion wellness industry on pension fraud in villages too poor to keep records. The funny thing is that the lifestyle observations might not even be that wrong. Community, low stress, natural movement, moderate sun, those things have independent research behind them. But the data the entire industry was built on does not hold. We're all eating like Greek uncles because of falsified paperwork. I find
that's great.
These stories every week.
Okay, yeah, I'll give a guy a follow. Isn't that great? Is that what you were going to spoil, Alan? Is that what you were going to say?
It is exactly what I was going to spoil.
I'm so glad I'm so glad I haven't been
I'm
drinking
sorry
enough
I know
tonight,
things
guys.
when you ask me questions, Dustin. I apologize for knowing
Yeah,
shit.
unless I ask you what do you think of with France in the news for the last month? My co-host and best friend that I literally do a news podcast with. He goes, I don't know, 2 weeks ago they lost a soccer match and then they played a backup game against England. That must be the current
That was
news.
definitely the thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure.
It sucks it was a third place game, but I do love that England beat France. That's what they went home. They're like, no more orgies after this. We got to get our shit together.
Yeah, we
We
can't.
got to lock in.
We
We got
gotta
to lock
focus.
the fuck in, Pierre. Okay? No more Eiffel Towers with you and 10 of your friends.
No more Eiffel Towers.
That's more of a train than an orgy.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, more of a train.
What's that? Can we get a definition, judges, on what the difference is between a train and an orgy? Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, I may have misspoke.
Do tell.
They banned gangbangs.
Oh, that's different.
That is different. You know what? I'm glad I'm glad I left France. I'm glad I wasn't there for that. I don't know what I meant by that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Gangbangs are dehumanizing, Alan.
You know what? Okay. All right. I mean, I don't agree, but I see.
I don't agree either.
Yeah.
I need to get the government out of my bedroom, Alan. Not my bedroom. For the record.
It's usually like in a warehouse, actually, those things. Not in a bedroom, but okay.
People are wearing rubber gloves for some reason. It's like, wait, what are you afraid of? All right. Probably all their hand tattoos, Alan. That's probably
what it is. Yeah.
All right. You want to get into some serious topics? Jesus Christ.
Sure.
We're going to talk about Iran next. Who organized this
What
sheet?
the fuck?
Yeah,
Hard transition. All right.
Hard transition. So, yeah, the most recent development as of the time of this recording, which again is Tuesday night, is that yesterday the Yemenis, Dirty Knees, look at these, say that they are getting involved. But don't worry, they're just going after Saudi Arabia. All right, well, that means that they're blocking off transports through another strait, oil navigation, right? Now, I love the way the New York Times reported this because there's some ambiguity to it, as if they didn't say it. And I don't know if this is the clip. I hope this is the clip. If it isn't, there's one clip where they're like, no, it was NPR. It was NPR. They were like, the head of the Yemenis says that they're going to be, they're at war with, they're going to be blockading their strait. And this is a clip of the Yemenis saying that, and it's literally just like la 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 la. Like, okay, like you didn't have to do that. Like I know this is a bad impression, it's disgusting and stereotypical, but it was literally what it sounded like. It was like there was no point. You didn't have to do that cutaway. Like it benefited nobody, and it's way too early in the day for me to hear these sounds.
In the Middle East, there are fears that a new front in the war could be opening.
God, never mind, it's right there. There's Alan, there's new signs that there's some signs. Here's what that sign sounds like.
There are fears that a new front in the war could be opening.
That's jarring in the morning.
I really wasn't that wrong, right? Like
No,
I a little bit.
Iran's key proxy forces, the Houthi militia in Yemen.
I knew I'd stop throughout this. So they said that Iran's key proxy forces in Yemen. There is a distinction here that's worth talking about. Donald Trump's such a fucking ding dong that I don't know if it was during this war. Do you remember we already lost a war to the Yemenis this year? Maybe it was last year. We've already lost a war in this administration to the Yemenis, right?
I do recall
this was the whole we're clean on OPSEC. I'm not accidentally texting a journalist
from the New Yorker
over a fake secure line. Yeah, not at all. Group chat gate, all that stuff, right?
Yes.
When Pete Hegseth was sharing all this stuff with the journalist, that was sharing the plans for striking Yemen, a war that we lost. We had to be like, whoa, Yemenis got hands. And I think it was during that war that Trump said, they're hitting us with things that they're not even getting from Iran. Turns out, did you know this? They make their own weapons. It's like, yeah, bro, we know this. Like, why is the president finding
He's just finding these things out
after
he was this many years old to find that out?
Jesus, So when they say that they're a proxy force for Iran, that is true, but you shouldn't think of it as they only get weapons to them from Iran, which is what I think of with a proxy force truly, right? Mm-hmm. So like they have their own motivations, they have their own they're like, look, if they were Iran's proxy, this would have happened immediately when the war started, right? Like Iran could have used their help earlier.
It did
right?
not. Yeah.
They could have had it happening on two fronts, and we were saying it's a good thing that they hadn't yet. Well, I don't know if you remember this, Alan, but last week, not a heat wave in France. Last week, Saudi Arabia bombed the airport in Yemen, and we talked about it briefly because it was kind of new. And so in retaliation to that, Yemen is promising to do this.
Yesterday, one of Iran's key proxy forces, the Houthi militia in Yemen, declared that it will choke off a key waterway in the region.
I'm sorry.
It said it would stop all ships from Saudi Arabia, a major U.S. ally, from passing through a portion of the Red Sea, which has become a critical alternate path for oil shipments as the Strait of Hormuz has been under fire. The Houthis, which are part of the so-called Axis of Resistance led by Iran, have been fighting the Saudi-backed government in Yemen for years. They've largely stayed out of the U.S.-Iran war so far, but the new threat could bring them fully into the broader conflict in the region. It could also put more strain on global energy supplies.
What?
There is some precedent for what that could look like. During the height of the war in Gaza, the Houthis attacked and hijacked ships in the Red Sea in solidarity with Hamas. That forced shipping companies to divert their cargo thousands of miles south.
We already know all that. We talked about this on Untaken. People know that. So a new front may be opening. It sounds like it has.
It sounds like it definitely has. And so,
and Saudi Arabia has their handful with them. Like they can't stop them. They've tried to stop them since 2014.
At least
17?
8 years, maybe 10, maybe more.
Yeah.
I mean, so essentially on the what would be the east side of Saudi Arabia, going through the Strait of Hormuz has been blocked off by Iran, and now on the west side through the Red Sea is being blocked off, like the Gulf of Aden, where Yemen is down there on the south. And so like they're kind of blocked in at this point. They can't get any of this oil out. This was like their escape valve.
The Red Sea was
essentially.
there.
That they were able to
pipe
get
things
through
across Saudi Arabia and go out the Red Sea.
Yes,
right?
and now that's being blocked off as well by Yemen.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's fine. It's gonna be great.
I will say touche, Houthis. The Houthis definitely know how to leverage. I'm surprised they waited this long. I will say, like they you got to recognize when an adversary is making good decisions, and also when they are being patient too. So like they waited until somebody hit their airport, and it was either Israel, Saudi Arabia or us, and either way, doing this is what you would do in response to any of those three, and the one that is believed to be Saudi Arabia.
And Saudi Arabia has been at war with them forever.
And Saudi Arabia proved that they can't stop them with airstrikes alone, and they're not going to do anything more than that. And we better not. And we tried.
Yeah. Turns out these air wars don't work. But I don't know if maybe
what do you think, maybe this is Bosnia?
Sure. I don't know if maybe they held off just because they had to regroup and rebuild after the bombing previously, or if it was just like 3D chess. But either way, it's worked out, right?
I think it just wasn't in their best interest, and they were waiting until they had to.
Perhaps. Yeah.
The memorandum of understanding has been torn up for over a week now. It's been 10 days as of this morning, probably 11 when you're hearing this, 11 straight nights of U.S. bombing in Iran overnight and into the mornings. And then we just take a breather during our nights, I guess. But I don't know. It's weird, right? Like I'm not saying I want it to be around the clock, but why isn't it? And then sometimes it's just weekends, or you get the war these weekends, I get the war every other weekend, and then every other Christmas, and then 2 weeks in the summer, right?
Well, it's so Jared Kushner and Witkoff can make $9 billion, Dustin, as we discussed in the hidden track.
Yeah, that's a good point. Iran wants half. So Iran is retaliating to this by attacking desalination plants in the region and civilian infrastructure. Alan, what kind of a war criminal would threaten to attack civilian infrastructure? The U.S. can't even get mad at them for doing this because Trump's like, I'm going to blow up all their bridges. I'm going to blow up all their desalination plants. And then they do the war crime. People are like, hey, it's a war crime. And then Iran does it. And we don't even have the high ground to be like, nobody would do that. You don't do that. We're like, yeah, our president wanted to do that.
He said they were going to end their civilization. So I think that's a war crime for sure. Yeah.
Persia. Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at with it. Very obviously, both sides were able to rearm themselves during that little bit of a lull. I really don't want to see us deplete our stock to the level that we would have to do it. But I mean, we can handle Iran if we want to. I think it's a horrible idea. I think it's a horrible use of our limited resources. The most valuable thing you have, your people. And now our people are dying, right? So there was reports that the New York Times had to force the Pentagon to release data that there were 100 casualties in this month alone. We're not even done with this month. So in this month, there were 100 casualties with the war in Iran. I don't know if this is the way you found out about it, but on Saturday, I got a notification that there were 3 dead Americans and 1 missing, and then they have remains of 1 missing, so it does seem like it's 4. But see the previous article, they're not forthcoming with this information. They've said the name of one of the people, and a lot of times you're waiting so that you can tell next of kin and stuff like that. I don't think that's the type of credit this administration deserves. Not with their actions. We would not know about the 100 casualties this month. They did not report it as they would traditionally do. It took like a FOIA request. It took investigative. Remember, the press is the enemy of the people, Alan. It took the enemy of the people to go in there and get this information from the Pentagon. Hey, Alan.
Yes.
That's called a cover-up. Because they were caught doing it, and then when they got caught doing it, they were forthcoming with it, doesn't mean that they covered up that there were 100 casualties this month.
That is 100% a cover-up, and they don't want this information to be out to the American people. They don't want that at all. And so we have 17 dead so far in this conflict. 4 just recently.
It's 18.
It's
According
18
to Trump, it's 18. Yeah.
Okay, that's 18 now, which is 18 too many.
This is Trump trying to help. He said, hey, guys, this is a post that the president put up today. Afghan war, 20 years, 2,000 dead. Iraq war, 9 years, 4,600 dead. Vietnam war, 19 years, 58,000 dead. Korean war, 3 years, 36,000 dead. Venezuela war, 1 dead. 1 day, 0 dead. Iran military conflict, 4 months, 18 dead. He thinks this is helping. Also, Alan, I hate to nitpick, it's been 5 months. So he's lying about the time, and he's acting like 18 dead is a good thing.
Yeah, I think he seems to believe that based on what I've seen him say in the press. Yeah, he thinks this is a good thing. It's definitely not. It's 18 too many for a war of choice that nobody fucking wanted.
nobody wanted. We're not getting anything from, right? Like, I don't understand where. Well, Alan, we're making sure that a nuclear Iran doesn't exist. Well, a nuclear Iran didn't exist, and like, I don't know. I kind of had faith in Israel's Mossad getting in there and fucking them up.
We already obliterated
been,
it last year. Remember summer last year? We obliterated all that. That's
apparently
what they said.
It's like a river in our backyard.
Oh, it comes back.
Do you ever like feel your nuts like lift up and you're out of fear? Holy shit, dude!
Oh, flash flood warning.
I should not have been downplaying this.
Is it raining hard? Yeah.
No, everything else I've said was just different words. And yeah, it's raining hard, Alan. Yes.
Okay.
Apparently it's a river in our backyard. Send me another video. I'm getting a little anxious over that. Oh well, it'll still be here.
You're on the high ground. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I know, but all that shit's I'm gonna deal with all that. All right. So the thing that took place over last week was Iran in their retaliation for us. What? So they've sunk ships. We say, no, you don't get to interfere with freedom of navigation, even though we said, nah, we do freedom of navigation interference, but you do it, then we go to war with you, right? I know we talked about that in the past, last week at least.
Yes.
And then we started striking into Iran. Iran reacted, like I said, by hitting those desalination and civilian infrastructure. They also hit a joint U.S. and Canadian base in Jordan. That's
right.
where the believed to be 3 U.S. servicemen are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, we're tariffing Canada, joint U.S. Canada base.
That's
I
great.
think just that's neither here nor there, but it's just pops in your mind if you're paying attention to all of these things, right? And so then, in the context of all this, Pete Hegseth is trying to get more money for this war. He told Congress today that we've spent $37.5 billion on this, and that they want $80 billion more, and that this year's Pentagon budget needs to get passed, and they need $1.5 trillion. I'm old enough to remember a couple of years ago they were so proud that they pushed over the $1 trillion mark. $1.5. Fuck it.
$1.5.
And you know what? Let's get some shit for ICE in there. I'm sure, right? So they want to fund the war that the president has ignored Congress demanding that they need to get authorization for, right? Because remember, that's how this works, Congress?
Yes.
And then they passed it in Congress and said, no, we really mean it. You need to do it. And he's just ignoring it. Alan, because technically they stopped for a little bit, so we got a new 90 days. The president could do these things for 90 days. He blew past 90 days last time.
Right.
But ignore that. That's old shit, right? So he gets a new 90 days that we're starting the clock on, I guess. That'll be ambiguous as to when. I don't know, man. And then there's base damage all over that area. This is Preston Stew talking about the damage that's been happening to the U.S. bases.
So Iran just released some satellite imagery showing the effects of their strikes on a U.S. airbase in Iran over the course of the weekend. And concerning to see this, to say the least. We don't want anything getting
Jesus
through U.S.
Christ,
air defense.
Alan, this is like a fucking river.
Really?
This is insane, yeah. I mean, it's like a foot deep rolling through our backyard.
Shit.
Oh my God.
Air defense is never perfect, but these look like they were able to score multiple direct hits on sensitive areas inside of the airbase. So the first one that you're seeing here is a hangar. Now, I should note that Iranian media says that they were able to destroy inside of these hangars an F-35 and an F-16. There's no evidence to support that I've seen at this point. But clearly one hangar direct hit. Another hangar looks like it was hit as well. But this one appears to have MQ-9 Reapers parked outside. Looks like it's possible that a couple of those may have been damaged.
So, and the throughout, I'm very distracted. I apologize. This didn't come up. So Pete Hegseth was in front of Congress today. None of this came up. I didn't see anything about this in Congress. It's hearing in front of Congress. But yeah, I mean, not admit. I mean, did you see where that was? That you're saying these are barracks, right? Like it's and they're not talking about it, and they're filtering media with the Pentagon, right? Like the press access in the Pentagon.
Well, I mean, the New York Times is suing them for that exact thing, right? Because they're not allowing them to have access, essentially not do any sort of investigative journalism. Like it's fucking, it sucks. Absolutely sucks. I have a clip from today's hearing, which I kind of want.
I have one, but you don't do the clips, and you can always talk to me. We can do that.
Okay.
Is this something you just found right now?
Just so there's at the end of that hearing with Hegseth, there was an exchange where between the senator. Yeah. Okay.
Did you just find this while we were doing the show?
Yeah, I did.
Were you scrolling through? Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. So this is a clip that I have of Jack Reed, who is not a young congressman, looking like this. I think is like the best summary of this hearing. But I don't see anything in this hearing where they were actually talking about like the base damage like that. Did you say that you saw something? About
No, it's not about base damage. No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Jack Reed is not a young senator, but when he hits hard questions like this and is so articulate, I don't know. I think this guy might have 2 terms in him. He's right in the sweet spot. Real old. He's an old white man. He's got a lot going for him.
But the Strait of Hormuz could be closed, and obviously sinking their ships has not affected their ability to effectively close the straits.
We had U.S. boats that surrendered to Iranian ships under the Biden administration, so their navy was effective in expeditionary ways.
We're talking about a war you started, not a situation in which oil was flowing freely. There was no conflict. We weren't losing personnel as a result of Iranian actions. So your fallback to the Biden administration is just a very, very obvious excuse for what I think is probably, as you described so often, gross negligence. You did not fully inform the president that you would be in a situation where the Strait of Hormuz could be effectively closed, oil prices could surge, and effectively the Iranians could maintain their ability to strike back as they are right now. They just killed some of our servicemen last weekend.
This battlefield and all the dynamics of it, of which the chairman and I are responsible for ensuring the president understands every branch and sequel of what could happen, and we did. So the fact that those contingencies all were part of the possibility and we understood that is all the more reason why President Trump deserves the kind of praise he should get for undertaking this effort, having the courage to ensure that crazy Islamists can't have a nuclear weapon to hold us at issue. And he's been willing to stay committed to that.
I actually like that he gives him enough rope right there to keep hanging himself. It's like, keep talking, bud. Keep talking.
Regardless of the challenge.
He should be praised for starting a war without authority, creating a situation in which the world economy is suffering tremendously. We have to have extra money for our farmers, and we have no outcome, at least no realistic outcome in sight yet. But the Strait of Hormuz could.
That's right there. I mean, I think that's honestly. I mean, this is what accountability is supposed to look like. Now, you need to keep in mind, they weren't having this hearing because senators. Was the Senate? Yeah, Senate. This is in the Senate. Because senators were outraged with the actions of the U.S. military and wanted to drag the Secretary of War there, right? No, this hearing was because they're trying to get the funding bill passed to fund the war and the Pentagon. That's why this got scheduled. They're like, look, we need to have these questions so that we can get this funding bill passed. He just happened to get grilled over this shit. This shit is not about facing reality of these things. This was scheduled so that they can give money to this machine.
Right. The National Defense Authorization Act is why they're here. Yes.
It's being held up. Yeah.
Yep.
We talk about national defense. Let's talk about domestic national defense. So Marco Rubio had a pretty interesting statement last week. I don't know if you've heard this, but I don't think this got as much credit as it should have in the world. So Marco Rubio declares war on left-wing terrorists.
For far too long, however, our counterterrorism doctrine has had a blind spot when it comes to extremist violence from the political left. Last November, the State Department designated 4 violent far-left extremist groups as foreign terrorist organizations, and there will be more designations soon. This is what radical leftism is. It may wear various different slogans and ideologies across place and time. They can call themselves anti-capitalist or anti-imperialist.
No, they're calling themselves anti-fascists. Like some people say anti-capitalist, so that's kind of weird. Like I literally don't know anybody who just says that. Like mostly anti-fascist, or they call themselves socialists.
Sure.
Or communist, or anarchist, or Marxist.
I know. Yeah, those are ones.
Marxist. The fundamental character is always the same. Sure. It's always the same. It is a poisonous resentment cloaked in the language of equality and justice. And the world communism envisions is a world without God.
Old ideological boundaries.
All right. So And if you want any proof about that, he went on to give further proof about his claim about left-wing violence. Alan, left-wing violence is a epidemic, and it's something to be taken seriously in America. You need proof?
One 18-month period between 1971 and 1972, the FBI counted some 2,500 bombings on American soil, a rate of nearly 5 a day.
Yeah, Alan, 50 years ago, that's true. These are statements like, yeah, okay, good point, buddy. Hey, if we're going back to old shit, do you want to talk about Waco? Like, you don't want to talk about Oklahoma City bombing, do you?
Definitely not.
You probably wouldn't want to.
No, he wants to talk about the weather underground.
Oh, okay.
There might be a reason that happened. I don't know. What was happening in 71, 72? There might have been some shit. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. But hey, why don't you start another stupid war that you can't get out of?
Maybe that. That's a great idea.
Maybe they're getting ahead of things. They're like, hold on, last time we did something this dumb. like at least war on terror, you could be like, no, Saddam Hussein did 9/11, guys. Like, Toby Keith, write a song. Like, right now, people are like, I don't fucking care. Like, this is dumb. Why are we here? They're like, okay, they're going to start bombing because that's what happened last time. Good call, dude. The problem is, most of these groups that he's talking about, like, not in that clip, they are legitimate. They're not like from the 70s, like we're making fun of, right? Mm-hmm. There are like there's a list. Like they submitted a list of, I think, 150 groups. He said it in the first one, a lot of different groups, and they named all these groups.
Yeah, Antifa probably.
Yeah, things like that though, but then other things like Amazon's labor union. Yeah, I'm serious. I remember that one on the list.
Wow. Okay.
But like the reason they're targeting them is because they're raising money for Palestine. Like, that's mostly what this is about, is raising money for Palestine. Now, the problem with raising money for Palestine isn't that it's a good cause. It's that you can't be sure that you aren't just largely giving money to Hamas, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So it's hard to pass a value judgment about which groups know that they're doing that and which ones don't. But there is a distribution there, right?
Sure. Yeah, I can see that.
And a certain percentage are knowingly giving money to Hamas to buy weapons, to kill. I would say to kill Israelis. It was they definitely have had a very famous instance of that. But the most recent time I heard about an Israeli dying, it was a guy with a bulldozer who a building collapsed on him in Gaza because he was.
Yeah.
But I don't think that had anything to do with Hamas. So we actually have. I'm not going to out them. We actually have a source on this who is closer to the subject than you'd think. It's not that person, but they are like in a. We have a source on this that's in an agency that might have something to do with like the fatherland. We'll say that was
okay.
Vague. That was vague,
very
really.
vague.
So they've looked at the targets on this, like not the targets, but the people listed on this, and they say a lot of them are like legit. It's not like me and you doing like a podcast where people are like, "Oh, you're not saying MAGA, you must be a huge lefty Democrat." Like this is like these are people that you can look at and seriously say you are giving money to Hamas under probably hopefully the good intention of trying to, stop what Israel's doing in that country. But here's the deal. I said country.
I know. I was.
Yeah. But the reality of the situation is that it's just a bunch of dumb college students unwittingly. The reality is it's just a bunch of dumb college students unwittingly supporting Hamas and like funding terrorists directly. And they don't know it. They think that they're, trying to end a genocide, but that's what is populating much of this list that the State Department declared war on, which I can contain multitudes. I can say that and say everything I said earlier about like, you sure you want to focus on left-wing violence and just from the 70s and not, have your nose held to right-wing violence of the 90s?
Yeah, and I can imagine being that college student and being like, fuck what's happening in Gaza. Like, I want to support this and not having any idea what you're... Yeah, it totally makes sense. I get that. I hadn't really thought about it previously, but I understand. Yes.
Yeah. Let's see how long the second half goes, because I'm honestly stressed my house is going to fucking wash away.
Yeah, dude.
It's bad out there. If the rain stops, it dies down quickly, hopefully. We're gonna go to half, and I'm gonna go inspect
Okay.
things.
Okay.
But the World Cup's over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
I heard Spain won. Which was funny because Trump went up on the stage with them, even though like days before he's like, "Fuck Spain, we never fucking want to deal with Spain again. They're a bunch of losers. We're taking our base out of there. We're putting up tariffs. Fuck Spain." And then he's like, "Hey guys, can I come up and celebrate with you? Big win, congratulations!" It's like, dude,
Put the medals on. Yeah.
just sucking. What do they call like star fuckers with athletes? There's a phrase for that. I guess it's star fuckers. But anyways, were we really so stupid that we didn't realize that they just suspended the war? The whole MOU. They just did that so that they could like have the previously scheduled World Cup. Like they right?
The MOU was for the soccer?
We didn't even realize it. They're like, we can't have this right now.
This is a Christmas Day ceasefire.
This is the B-side of our platter, sports fans. And I'm singing just for you, covered in sequins.
In the canyons of your mind, I will wander through your brain to the ventricles of your heart, my dear. I'm in love with you again. Cross the mountains of your chest, I will stick a Union Jack to the forest of your cheek, through the holes in your string bag.
Hey man, are you okay? Are you okay if I take a couple more minutes?
Yeah, totally.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. That's crazy.
Yeah. You all right?
Yeah, I just I'm sending you some pictures right now.
Oh, okay.
Start with those. That's the backyard. I don't have good ones from the front. I have a video that's pretty bad. Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
I would describe those. I could paddleboard down that. That's a river.
That's fuck, man.
There goes the yard, Alan. I gotta put new grass down.
I mean, if that's the worst.
I'm making a joke.
I know. Fuck, dude. That looks rough.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
guess who came home today?
Who came home today?
Pompey.
Really? How long? He's been gone for weeks, right?
I guess I should be happy that he's not out in this, but he chose to not love us. You know,
it's true.
He
made a
life.
choice.
Yeah, whatever. He's just eating food here. I don't know where he's going to the bathroom. That's a great question. Because guess where we put the cat box?
Where?
In the shed. And I'm not crossing that river.
God damn.
Oh, shit. Okay, I got to climb into the attic. We got a backup litter box up there, I think. Fucking hell.
Okay.
I had a whole way I planned on coming back from half. I'll save it. That's fine. Let's save it. This is kind of, we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll start the next show with it. I don't know.
Okay.
It's evergreen enough. Let me make a note Friday. Can we talk about Trump's big election frog speech from last Thursday?
Sure we can. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, look, do you want to agree that it was dumb?
Yeah, it was dumb.
Like you're sure, but the American president bullied the networks into airing a primetime speech.
Not all of them aired it live, and he wants to revoke some of their licenses because of it. But
really?
Yes.
Oh man, I did not hear that part of it.
Yes. Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
So some of the networks chose to not air it live or sort of like cut into it and then come back and have.
Is that because of what we thought the fears were going to be, or did they get a leak of the script and were like, okay, it's even dumber than what we were afraid?
I don't know if they got a leak of the script, but I think the fears was definitely part of it. And like,
I would feel like if the fears were what they were afraid of, they had a duty to air that. I would like to think that they were like, oh, it's even dumber. Can we talk about that? The fears versus reality?
Sure.
Okay. So what were your fears going into this? Like what were the rumors that you heard that we're talking about?
Well, that he could selectively declassify things that would make it look like there actually was a smoking gun.
So he did do that, but it didn't do the second. He did the first part of what you just said, but it wasn't the second part, right?
Right. It didn't do anything.
Like anything.
Yeah.
That wasn't the big fear, though, right?
Oh, okay. That he would just cancel elections.
The big fear was I'm going to sign an executive order to put the SAVE Act through, and I'm going to remove the senators from the 2020 election from Georgia. And
right, there was
the two senators, Ossoff and Warnock. That was the big fear. Like that was the big thing going into this. And then I think once the networks knew that he wasn't going to do that, they were like, okay, well then, so it's just dumb. Then he's just going to do a propaganda speech. So because in reality, talk about the reality of it. You know enough about this. I mean, I don't have to.
I mean,
like, what was the substance of the speech? It was what you were getting into.
Yeah, so like he revealed documents that showed almost nothing we didn't already know about China like trying to interfere in the election.
Yeah, it was a big thing about China, right? Like turns out China was China liked Biden, right?
Right.
But even the manner they did that, it's like mapping our understanding of Russia and their centralized like the Moscow center onto Beijing, and it's just different, right? Like Beijing largely does shit like that for a domestic audience, not necessarily for us. And like people that know what they're doing with election interference know that you do it overtly. You actually don't do it under the radar. It doesn't really work, right? And that was even what we learned from saying all that stuff in 2016, how they had people protesting against each other. It largely doesn't have the effect that we would think that it does. But what does work is to overtly do stuff. And that's the things that China was doing. And that's kind of what they found. And things came out that China had access to like voter rolls. People, you know what? We should do something about not making those things available, but it doesn't get you any ability to get into voting machines and change anything. I heard the analogy that it's like knowing the list of people in a classroom. It doesn't mean you can go in and change their grades.
100%. But you know what probably compromised that data more than anything? Fucking Doge. Doge compromised all of that shit.
Yeah.
And the likelihood that other bad actors, foreign actors, have access to voting rolls, etc., is way more likely because of everything Elon Musk and Doge did.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Vulnerabilities and access to it. Right. Yeah.
Yep.
They expanded the attack surface basically.
Yes.
Right?
100%. Yes. Yeah.
One of the things I think there's a lot of things that are like my favorite part of the speech because it was just so like in a vacuum. It was like a Coen Brothers hilarious tragedy, right? So one of the documents that Trump declassified explained how foreign governments want to undermine Americans' faith in elections. So follow me on this. Okay. So I know this is going to sound incredibly stupid, but the president, while trying to prove that our elections were being hacked by foreign governments, declassified an intelligence assessment that stated that foreign adversaries would hope that somehow they could get like a really big megaphone and a platform, and try to persuade Americans that their elections aren't secure or trustworthy. Are you following me?
I am. So you're saying, and the president in his speech saying that our elections are undermining the
saying that adversaries want to undermine our elections
is also undermining our elections in the same.
He's doing the exact same thing, right?
Yes.
Like first the NATO conference and that whole fiasco, and now this. What more could Russia ask for from the American president? Allowing them to sell oil? Like,
I mean, he is the Manchurian candidate.
They did into that, but they didn't. They did it for a while. When he does this, it actually expands. Well, actually, let me ask you that. Do you think that when he goes on to air and he does this and he tries to create this doubt in the elections, does that actually expand the pie? You know, there's only so many people that are voting. And does this make a larger number of people that are going to go vote MAGA because of this? Or does it keep it at that same like 20% hardcore? Because he has done things that have, like the war in Iran, right? The ICE activity with lawlessness, with, insisting that elections are fake. Like he has done things that have made people that were either independents or marginal be like, well, I'll vote for MAGA over Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, right? But
sure.
What did you think this moves the needle at all?
I don't think it expands the pie at all, and
I think it locks in the people that were. They're like, the president said so. I heard it.
I think that there are a lot of people that are really tired of this narrative, even on the right,
dude.
Who maybe
I think
voted
you're dead right. Yeah,
voted for him 3 times and are just fucking tired of this narrative. Like, I don't want to hear this anymore. I don't buy this anymore. And then you pile on top of that, murdering American citizens and like the war that nobody fucking wants. Like, no, I think if anything, I think it detracts from the pie. I think it
and if you
makes
need
it
any
smaller.
proof, look at what traction this got. It got nothing.
No.
Like in 2024 or even during the Biden presidency, this was the type of thing that me and you would watch happen and be like, Jesus Christ, our next episode is going to be rough because we're going to be dealing with all the bull moose memes and people of him going out there and spreading his bullshit, buying into it. And he's losing, maybe not those people, but those people don't have the reach. Case in point, the networks are like, look at this. This is stupid. We're not going to just air your dumb propaganda. They aren't falling for it anymore.
Even Fox had to come back from this speech and be like, we don't have any evidence of
Fox?
it. Yeah, Fox News had to come back.
Well, Fox might have it in their best interest to say, hey, if you're going to talk about elections being rigged, we lost a very expensive lawsuit about believing you on this.
And our primetime anchor because of it.
Yes. Like $100 million, something like that.
A lot of money.
It was a lot of money, Let's see. I've got a note about... this one was fun. This was another one of my favorite things. So there was an intelligence assessment where he's saying that China is doing all these things. But the actual description that they released, and then he was like, I'm saying this, and then I'm going to release the documents. So he releases this, he declassifies and releases this document, and it shows that there was an array of an intelligence assessment. It's kind of like a Supreme Court decision where there's like some opinions that conflict each other, right? But the majority finding of the study or of the assessment was China didn't do anything effective in any of these elections that they're talking about. Maybe it was 24, maybe it was 20. I don't remember. There was a minority finding that China also didn't do anything, but that they kind of tried. And that's what he released. That was his big bombshell. It was for 2020.
That's probably why he had all those documents in Mar-a-Lago, right? Like, it's probably
hold on to it. So I mean, somebody should look into whoever was running the election in 2020. Then.
Oh, who was that?
I mean, like, is what I got at the end of this whole speech was the only good election for the last 10 years was the one that Barack Obama conducted in 2020 and that Joe Biden's government conducted in 2024. All the ones ran by Trump are not trustworthy, including this upcoming one. That seems to be what he's saying.
That sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Even there was a small blurb that said like Russia was attempting to undermine Biden in 2020. That was included. They weren't even going through this like with a fine-tooth comb enough to not release ones that made them look bad too. Like, yeah, by the way, in 2020, even though that's what we're talking about, Russia was backing Biden. Like, what? Or undermining Biden, backing Trump. Jesus
Right,
Christ! I
backing
mean,
Trump.
it's Russia. He basically said like, by the way, Russiagate was real. Like.
Yes. You can't make this shit up, folks. This is where we are. 2026.
Yeah. And then in reality, since this administration took back over in 2024, they got rid of all of the investigations into the 2020 election that they said should exist. That the DOJ under Biden were like, all right, well, do your job, look for things. If there's fraud, we'll find it, right? Or like House investigations that were ongoing, things like that. And the Trump administration was like, hey, don't look too hard, all right? Just trust what the president said. We don't need you to go find anything. And anything that they did find at the time that they stopped said that any claims of foreign interference were really just like a vast cover to what did they say? They said they were you know what, there was interference, but what that really shows is that there was an attempt to conceal or censor conservative views. It's just loopholes and gymnastics and.
Yeah, I mean, they got rid of most of CISA, right? The Cyber Infrastructure Security Agency.
Because Trump didn't like them because they backed the 2024.
Yes. Yeah. Right. They got rid of most of that. They got rid of most of all the election commissions that were making sure that these things were safe and that they were, not being interfered with by foreign actors. They got rid of all of that infrastructure, and now they want to complain. He wants to complain about how he believes that these elections aren't valid because we don't have enough protections in place. Well, you're the person that took all of them out.
Right. And really, like, summarizing all of that, these aren't the actions of an administration removing foreign interference from an election. These are the actions of an administration trying to advance the political agenda of the executive.
Yes, and likely trying to thwart the actual results of the next election.
Yeah, exactly. This is all, but I don't know. I mean, I am less worried about that being successful than I was before this, because this was his big push for it, and he's going to do it more and more, and he's going to try to say it for, the elections are in 3 months. 3.5 months.
The midterms, yeah.
This ain't going nowhere. People aren't buying this shit, man. Like, I mean, I'll never underestimate the Trump administration. He's an amazing politician. Only Donald Trump could have got Donald Trump elected. So I won't sleep on it. But that was a big move, and it was a dud, dude. That was a dud.
Dude, I have to tell you, I've seen a lot of eye rolling from people who voted for him in my neighborhood.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have people that have voted for Trump 3 times saying I'm not MAGA, as if I'm not going to remember all of that. It's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
We don't talk that much. I don't need to like make a whole thing. But if like we were really close, to be like, no, you fucking are. Like, I know you don't think you're a Nazi, but you did Nazi things and you supported the Nazi party. Like, you don't, and I'm not saying that MAGA is Nazi. I'm saying in that same way, you don't get to be like, ooh, I'm not responsible for this.
Yeah, you can't
fucking are.
you can't
fucking
retcon
are.
this shit. Like,
No.
you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's talking about China, and he's insulting China. And I'm pretty sure there's a summit with China scheduled. I don't remember when, or it was promised. Maybe it's not scheduled yet, but it was promised that the last time they met that they're going to have a summit. So reporters are like, you just said a bunch of shit about China. Like, are you going to do anything about it, or are you just saying Joe Biden? What are the consequences? What are the consequences for China for meddling in elections? Here he's talking.
I'm going to say we'll be speaking to them.
We'll be speaking to them. Okay, all right. So that was on Monday. He worked on his answer. He had a better answer today in his gold office room.
Okay. He workshopped it.
President, are you planning on putting any pressure or consequences on China for what you announced about them meddling in the 2020 election?
Well, we're going to talk to them about it.
Tough guy.
Yeah,
We're gonna talk to him about
it.
Real tough guy.
It took place a long time ago. I think China's maybe a little.
So it took place a long time ago. He's undermining his own fucking arguments. He's like, look, this is some old shit. I don't know why you guys are so obsessed with such old news. Like, what do you...
I had to do a whole speech about it, even though it was 6 years ago, and everybody knows I lost. What the fuck? Why are you bringing this up?
A little bit different today than it was then. But look, they do things and we do things.
If you're saying it's a little different today than it was then you don't need the SAVE Act.
Things to them, I'll be honest. We do things to them too. It's not a
what is happening? What is happening? He is making other people's arguments about his major thesis, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they're just brainwashed. I almost said Luddites, lemmings. They're just following him.
Way straight, but we'll be talking to them. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Tough guy. We're gonna be talking to Alan.
Very tough
glad
guy.
We have a tough guy president.
I'm so glad. At least he didn't bring us into any forever wars. You know, like at least there's that.
At least he talked to Iran.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe talk to them. Yeah.
Jesus.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's going to be a summit. Maybe not. I don't know. So we talked about what the fear was, what the reality was. Let's talk a little bit about the consequences of this, right? I mean, we've talked about some of this already, but like he released debunked old material and nothing new, but demanded our attention. And then this, as we've said, just continued to further devalue his platform, right? It's like a boy who cries wolf. Like we are, it devalues, like we have less incentive to take him seriously when you scream at the top of your lungs about these things. And then you go out. I mean, I can't believe I just played that clip. I forgot that was the rest of that. Like,
yeah, and when I talk about eye rolling, I really think that there are people in the base that are just like, fuck, man, we know this wasn't true. You lost 150 cases or whatever it was in every fucking court across the country about this election, and you're still trotting this out there and trying to peddle this to us. And even the evidence you try to bring out, like the smoking gun, is just not a thing. Like fucking
in January and December, these are the stories that help people cope after you lost in 2020.
Yes.
Maybe you'll get a mob of people on January 6th, but you don't get to just make January 6th the speech with the temperature turned down and expect everybody to believe you again. That's what that was, right? That was basically January 6th, the speech.
Yes, it was.
You know, you talk about eye rolling, and I got real consequences, right? Like declassifying stuff like this. This section is consequences, the consequences of this speech that the president just gave, right?
Yeah.
Declassifying these types of materials, people put their lives at risk to gather these secrets, and then they share those secrets with you. And if they think that they're going to not be protected, or that those secrets are not going to be protected, or those secrets aren't going to be handled properly, they're not going to share those secrets with you, because there are entire agencies across the globe staffed by people to pore over these types of reports when they get declassified and try to find the identifying material and weed out these spies or sources in their country, right? And all of those sources are just going to not cooperate with us anymore. That's it. That means we know less about the world. We have less insight to the world. And these are the consequences of the president having a personal political agenda and not truly trying to weed out taking the steps to weed out these problems that he's enumerating, right?
I mean, it's the same thing with the way they're going after the New York Times for the Qatari jet thing. It's like, okay, there are steps you can do to find leakers, which you probably should.
No, you should probably subpoena the parents of the reporters.
No, you shouldn't.
That's
do
what
it
they did. They
that way.
subpoenaed the parents,
I know.
the phone records of the parents.
I know they did that. But that's not the way you're supposed to do this, and that's not the way this is supposed to work.
Right.
And I know there's probably some John le Carre bias in the way you're talking, but I completely agree with what you just said.
I have been reading a lot of spy novels, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I could hear it, though. I could hear it.
But even if you have the best agenda, right? Like how you declassify matters. And, and I mean, I don't think there's any version of describing this that wouldn't call it reckless and motivated.
No, I agree. Yeah.
So why do this without anything significant to back this up, right? Like the whole point of shaping a narrative is to actually shape a narrative. They just said like something and released things and then didn't back it with what they said. Like, I know we've been saying we're in a post-truth world in a long time, but like, fuck, if that isn't like, example 1A, exhibit.
I don't think there's any adults in the room any longer, or at least not any that he actually listens to.
Yeah.
I think he
Pulte.
relies on his own impulses.
Yeah.
And does whatever the fuck he thinks.
This actually is all being led by Bill Pulte, right? Like the fact that John Clayton, the Fed chair.
Yeah.
Wait, no, the DNI, the new Tulsi Gabbard, right? The National Intelligence. John Clayton had his hearing last week, and it didn't go well. And that just works out better for Trump because he can have Pulte in there that's saying that all this election interference stuff is fake, right? If Clayton gets in there, as bad as Clayton is, can't answer a question about whether the election was held properly in who won in 2020.
Yeah. I would venture to guess, I would bet that most of Trump's advisors told him not to do this speech, and he decided to do it anyway.
Here's what I think he thought he was creating. I think that he is a master of media manipulation, and he thought that if he could muddle a bunch of inconclusive and benign data, that each individual piece is answerable, or it's like maybe a little suspicious, but nothing like by itself, it's not that much. And if you could say you have like 15 data points and most of them can be explained, maybe some of them have explanations that are a little shaky, but they have explanations, right? Kind of like UFOs, right? Like every single individual one is like, but then you're like, but look, we have 1,000 of them. And he's tried to like put that as an amalgamation of an election fraud conspiracy, even though any of the individual pieces are benign or false.
Yeah, it's just like...
That's what he thought he was doing. I don't think that's what happened. That's what I thought. Friday morning, I thought that we were going to be living in that world. That's what it used to be.
I think that Trump 10, 12 years ago could have pulled this off. Current Trump can't. He just doesn't have it. Like, it's not... He can't sell the narrative, and it's partially because the narrative is bullshit, but it's also because he's lost his step, right? Like that's clear. That's what's happened.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah, this is right in line with his. I'm going to take my 4th annual cognitive test this year. Yeah, I just got another notification that for the next 3 hours we're still in a flash flood warning, and it's a life-threatening. Yeah, dude, it's not. It turns out it's not getting better. Hey, you know what to top this all off is tornadoes, which is on the. It's on the menu.
Maybe we should wind this up, like
we are about to. Okay. So we've got Emoluments Force One. You did talk about that, right?
We did.
So yeah, so Emoluments Force One, that's his Qatari jet. Qatar! I got that. So he was, so if you recall, Alan was talking about it, that the Qataris gave us a jet.
Gave Trump a jet. His library a jet, I think, actually, yeah.
There is a ghost in this machine. I did not touch anything. I don't know what causes it. Okay. This isn't funny, guys. I'm going to go over there. Should be good. Okay. Sorry. I am so sorry about that. Yeah. So Trump was given a jet. It was deemed unsafe when they were in the region in Turkey because they're like, hey, Iran really wants to kill you. You need to get in the good jet. To which the New York Times was like, fuck do you mean the good jet? Like, we all had suspicions, but we just assumed you didn't put the president, congressmen, hundreds, I don't know actually how many reporters, a bunch of civilian reporters, right? Like
in the bad one.
And then people are like, in the bad jet, right? Yeah. People are like, I don't really think the U.S., that the administration, the media likes to come out there and act like they care if the president dies. No, dog, the media cares that their reporters don't get killed on the job because they weren't in a safe jet. Like, so yeah, I think there's a reason for that. But what's hilarious is, the administration went out and said, oh, we're going to subpoena you and try to get all those records. And then yesterday they were like, oh, and by the way, we're about to like really armor up that jet. It's like, oh, you mean all the things that they said that you hadn't done?
Right. You didn't have the missile defense thing that the other one had, the old one? Like you didn't.
So Trump starts bragging about it.
Well, it has a lot, and it has a lot of capability, but as I understand it, in about a month or so, they're going to send it to have it be maxed out. So they're going to be sending it, and they'll have it be maxed out. It'll take about a month.
Maxed out.
Alan, maxed out. Now, I don't know where your mind goes when you hear that, but I sure hope he gets it maxed out, like a 737 MAX, like the MCAT system, maybe unfamiliar pilots. Huh?
Pull up.
Oh. Terrain. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up.
Yeah.
Shouldn't say that into a podcast. I'm going to get on the Marco Rubio list.
I thought he meant pimp is right. I thought that's what he was saying.
hey, I said X to the Z exhibit earlier. Yo, dog, I heard you like yo-yo dog, so I got a yo-yo dog with yo-yo zog on it. Yo. I was a little bit more earlier today. You know what? We'll save it. Fuck it. He was talking about nuclear centrifuges and just rambling. Yeah, I kind of want to go dry my house off.
Yeah, you probably should do that.
You know, so we talked about Senate hearings, right? And we'd mentioned the John Clayton one earlier this month. Oh, wait, hold on. I'd be remiss if we didn't just check on. Hold on. We got time for this. Let's see. Have they updated the whitehouse.gov/media bias? Surely by now it's been what?
Surely
2 months since they've had the last media bias update. Nope. Dr. Jonathan Reiner joined Katie Badon on CNN's morning show where they showed doubt about Donald Trump's health. Why would anybody have doubt about Donald Trump's health? So, which brings us to my final topic question of the day. This is more of a statement than a question. So, it kind of was a thing in the group chat. I don't know if you saw it, but Mima was like, I don't know, the whole who won the 2020 election is such a gotcha question. It's the same thing as asking Democrats, what is a woman?
Oh. Okay.
I would assume you have thoughts on that. Do you care to articulate them? Because that went on in the group chat for a while, and I will say I won. I don't know. I didn't look for a response. But,
no, I don't think those things are similar at all.
Why don't you think so?
Well, I mean, there's a very definitive answer to who won the 2020 election. And
I would argue there's a definitive answer to what a woman is.
Yeah.
And I think that when you talk to a person who is a member of a group that is going to signal to that group that I am open to trans people being considered a trans woman being a woman, and I'm not going to blah, 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 right? But biologically, you can have no problem answering that, but that's not what they're asking when they ask that, and they fucking know it. And they know that they're asking the person that is of that group that wants to be more inclusive, and I think that's the right thing to do. And for you to ask, that is in fact a gotcha question. Now, if you're going to go up for a job interview, and we are going to find out whether or not you're willing to tell the truth about something or lie so that the person that nominated you to be in front of the job interview questioning, and you just can't say, look, Joe Biden won and it's been adjudicated multiple times. It was a close election, blah, 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 right? Maybe there's some question about it, but, the consensus is that Joe Biden won. If you can't say that, then I think that I don't find that to be a gotcha question. And the thing that blows my mind is that the first person to actually do that is going to be a fucking hero, right? Like the first person to just go up there and be like, yes, Donald Trump nominated me. No, he lost the 2020 election. I'm not going to go so far as to say he needs to deal with it, but I understand your question. This is not a gotcha. I am a real fucking person. That person is a hero, and they're going to probably get nominated to be the next president because finally somebody can speak their mind and not be afraid of the person who owns the Republican Party right now.
100%.
Also, they swear on a Bible or something when they go up there. Is that not perjury? Like, is it not perjury to go up there and swear to tell the truth and be like, I'm not going to answer that? I mean, I guess if you don't answer it, you're not committing perjury. But I mean, keep in mind, they impeached Clinton not for the blowjob, but for lying under oath. And that's what these people would be. I'm sure there's a version of what these people have done that is determinable as a lie. Not that it matters, but when we have the when we have the tribunals,
like Ossoff said, you got to be honest and forthcoming. And there was the forthcoming part, I think, was the real problem. Right?
You get to 3 if you're lucky.
The forthcoming was not happening. There was not enough coming, I think, was the problem.
You're probably dehydrated too.
Probably. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we both know where we're going with that. Speaking of dehydrated, I'm going to go put some sandbags outside my house.
Yeah.
If you'd like to support this fine program, head on over to nonetakenpod.com or nonetaken.horse and join the Patreon. We will be back we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow with some more dumb bullshit.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Have fun storming the castle.
Jeeves, bring me the battery acid.
It's not for women.
When a guy's banging you,
Y'all let me in his damn house.
oh, how about that?
Come in the name of peace.
LMFAO.
So what in the world is this?
Trump's pee-pee.
Why would you say something that stupid?
I come without explanations or solutions.
I'm a very sexy lady, cat turd. I will not suffer this harlot. How great! An anti-American Marxist!
Ted Cruz, go fuck yourself.
Read the news. China is asshole!
God bless the United States.
Bye-bye.
Podcasting.
All right, man. Drive safe.
Bye-bye.
Maggie
Cheers.
Delinda. Natasha's already asking me to get the letterbox for me.